To other stories now. Earlier this week, U.S. climate envoy John Kerry unveiled a carbon offset plan that would allow corporations to fund renewable energy projects in developing countries that are struggling to transition away from fossil fuels. The program, called the Energy Transition Accelerator, is in partnership with philanthropic groups like the Rockefeller Foundation and the Bezos Earth Fund, and will be finalized over the coming year. Officials argue the plan could funnel billions of dollars from the private sector into the economies of developing countries working to shift to renewable power sources like wind or solar. The plan will create a new class of carbon offsets that represent investment in projects that help accelerate renewable energy projects or build climate change resilience in a developing country. Chile and Nigeria are among the developing countries interested in the program. Well, let's discuss this and the progress made so far on the energy transition plan of Nigeria. And joining us to discuss that is the Director General of the Nigeria Climate Change Council, Dr. Salisu Dahiru. Thank you for joining us on TVC News at 10. Quickly walk us through the progress that has been made so far on the energy transition plan of Nigeria.
Yeah, thank you very much, and good evening to our viewers. The Energy Transition Plan of Nigeria is a tailor-made, highly customized energy transition plan for Nigeria that has the twin benefits of helping Nigeria close the energy drought that most Nigerians are going through, and also helping us to serve as a pathway to achieving the net zero target of 2060, as announced by President Muhammadu Buhari at the end of COP26 in Glasgow last year, as well as being also in line with the Nigeria's nationally determined contributions to climate change mitigations, known as the NDCs. Since its announcement, Nigeria went into full-blown implementation arrangements, commencing with the launch of the Energy Transition Plan. This plan has one key feature, which is the use of natural gas as a transition fuel for Nigeria to propel the economy of the country, to help bridge the electricity or energy gap, and at the same time help us cut down our carbon emissions emanating from the energy sector. And the choice of the energy track as the main thrust of this plan is hinged on the fact that if you look at the emissions profile of Nigeria based on the 2020 targets, or rather 2020 survey and studies, it indicates about 60 to 65% of all our emissions in Nigeria come from the energy sector. So focusing on the energy sector to provide emissions reductions opportunities is the ideal means to do that.
All right, Dr. Dahiru, you've spoken quite extensively about this, but then what makes this energy transition plan different from efforts in the past in ensuring sustainable energy system in Nigeria?
You see, in Nigeria, we are not devoid of plans and strategies, etc. And they've all been all over the place, and some of them have been very old, requiring some update. How this plan is different from the rest is the fact that it is based on very accurate scientific studies and data which backed the decisions. It is also based on a coordinated approach that took into cognizance all the previous plans that we have, which were hitherto dealing with only some sections of the energy regime in the country. And if you do recall, there are plans for the National Gas Master Plan, the energy for all the presidential initiative on power and the rest. So this plan is one that has put into cognizance these various attempts, and then putting a specific target and also costing the entire process, and also discussing on the strategy to achieve them, which makes it really, really in conformity with the best international practices, and attractive to implementation. And this one is also different from the rest because it is going to be driven by the private sector, and government is only serving as a catalyst that is providing an enabling environment that the private sector can thrive to drive this process to its conclusion.
All right, Dr. Dahiru, we know that Nigeria is one of the countries that have already signed up for the Energy Transition Accelerator. We're wait to see how this impacts the country's climate change plans. Director General, Nigeria Climate Change Council, Dr. Salisu Dahiru, thank you for your time on TVC News at 10.
Thank you very much.